Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. I hope everyone is well and safe. So today we are doing Surah Al-Waqiyah, and to start off with, Fatima is going to be reading the introduction.
Surah Al-Waqiyah, the inevitable event. This surah is paired with the previous surah, which two kinds of paradise. Here more details are provided. The Quraysh are challenged and warned of the dire consequences of their denial. After describing the cataclysmic events of the final hour and the coming to pass of Judgment Day, it describes the three groups in which humanity will be divided. The rest of the surah deals with each one of them. The group blessed with the highest level of paradise, people who struggled and strived with all their might to achieve the nearness of Allah. The group of the right hand living in a delightful paradise, but a rank below the first. Their paradise will be lesser compared to that of the foremost and the third group, the people of the left hand, living in hell. Followed by questions about the beginning and ending of life, they expose the folly of those who deny resurrection, and urge the reader to examine closely some powerful phenomena. Who develops semen? Who grows the seed when it is in the depths of the soil? Who sends the rain down? Who made the fire? The surah teaches that human resurrection is similar to the birth of a baby created from a spermatozoon, nutritious cereals grown from a dead seed, flames of fire coming from wood, and rain from clouds enabling so much to live. Behind them all is the power of Allah. All power lies in the mighty hands of Allah. He creates and destroys what He wills. The frequent reference to resurrection in the Quran is to remind people of the purpose of their lives and to protect them from the deception of the fleeting world. The Quran wants to save humanity from falling into its trap. The rampant selfishness and individualism common in our society today can only be corrected by accepting resurrection. The belief that your actions bear consequences. One day you will have to face your evil deeds. This this gives life meaning and purpose. The lack of this belief has made modern society nihilistic, aimless and purposeless, that's causing so much misery and pain. The surat ends with the frightening scene of a person in death throes. Can anyone prevent his death? After reminding humanity of their helplessness in such situations, this is the certain truth, Messenger. Glorify the name of your mighty Lord. So So, I will read the first few ayahs of Surah Baqiyah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا وقعت الواقعة ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا فكانت هباء منبثا وكنتم أزواجا ثلاثا فأصحاب الميمنة ما أصحاب الميمنة وأصحاب المشأمة ما أصحاب المشأمة والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين على سرر مضونة متكئين عليها متقابلين يطوف عليهم ولدان مخلدون بأكواب وأباريق وكأس من معين لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون وفاكهة مما يتخيرون ولحم طير مما يستهون وحور عين كأمثال لؤلؤ المكنون جزاء بما كانوا يعملون لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا تأثيما إلا قليلا سلاما وأصحاب اليمين ما أصحاب اليمين في سدر مخضود وطلح منضود وظل ممدود وماء مسكوب. So now I will read the translation. In the name of Allah, the kind, the caring.
Sorry for that, viewers. Just had a technical glitch, Rebecca. Fatima, if you'd like to carry on.
So I read the first 31 ayahs.
Yeah.
So I'll read the translation and then. In the name of Allah, the kind, the caring. The three groups of people on Judgment Day. When the inevitable event happens, no one will be a denier. Some will be humiliated, others honored. When the earth trembles violently, the mountains will crumble and become scattered dust. That day you will be sorted out into three lots. First will be people of the right hand. How wonderful will be those of the right hand. Second will be people of the left hand. How wretched will be those of the left hand. And third will be in the first rank, the foremost, closest to Allah. They will enjoy the delights of paradise, many from the earlier generations, but a few from the later generations. The foremost in a luxurious paradise, resting on couches decked with jewels, they will enjoy each other's company face to face, served by young people of timeless youth, carrying glasses and jugs full of the purest wine, which neither causes headache nor drunkenness. They will choose to eat fruit of all kinds and relish roasted bird's meat. Their spouses will be beautiful, like hidden pearls, a reward for what they used to do. They will hear neither idle talk nor sinful conversation, only the greetings of peace. The people of the right hand in a delightful paradise, and the people of the right hand, how wonderful are the people of the right hand, living amongst thornless cedar trees, bunches of bananas, widely spread cool shade, water fountains.
Jazakallah for that, Fatima. So I think that the first section of translation is just talking about Jannah and what paradise is going to be like. So in the second paragraph, it says a reward for what they used to do. This is talking about what people on earth used to do. So it's explaining you can't just go to Jannah thinking that you deserve to go and thinking that you've done everything right. You have to work for it and you have to follow everything, read the Quran, read namaz, follow all the hadiths, sunnahs and fards, and then you will get to go to Jannah. I'll go next. I think that the three paragraphs that Fatima just read very much connect with the first page that you read, you know, the introduction, Fatima. I think it connects with that because last week we read Surah Rahman, if you were with us last week, and it is these three paragraphs anyway are very similar to that. And again, it's trying to convince you to do good just to go to Jannah.
Yeah. This paragraph is talking about on Judgment Day. So it said in the introduction as well, and as Anna said, it does link a lot with Surah Rahman. As it said in the beginning, it taught us three groups. So in the beginning, where it says some will be humiliated, some honored. I think that that is talking about the disbelievers who do a lot of sins, and on the day of judgment, their sins will be pointed out, whereas the honored ones will be invited to Jannah, where they will enjoy the delights of paradise. So once again, we can tell that there's like a really big difference between paradise and hell.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Fatima. So now for the next few sections of ayahs, the Arabic, Amna is going to read now. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عربا أترابا لأصحاب اليمين ثلة من الأولين وثلة من الآخرين وأصحاب الشمال ما أصحاب الشمال في سموم وحميم وذمل من اليحمون لا بارد ولا كريم إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين وكانوا يصرون على الحنث العظيم كانوا يقولون إذا متنا وكنا ترابا وعظاما إنا لمبعوثون أو آباؤنا الأولون قل إن الأولين والآخرين لمجموعون إلى ميقام يوم معلوم ثم إنكم أيها الضالون المكذبون لآكلون من شجر من زقوم فمالئون منها البطون فشاربون عليه من الحميم فشاربون شرب الهيم هذا نزلهم يوم الدين نحن خلقناكم فلولا تصدقون أفرأيتم ما تمنون أأنتم تخلقونه أم نحن الخالقون نحن قدرنا بينكم الموت وما نحن بمسبوقين على أن نبدل أمثالكم وننشئكم فيما لا تعلمون ولقد علمتم من الشاة الأولى فلولا تذكرون أفرأيتم ما تحرثون Jazakallah for that. So now would you like to read the English translation starting from here? Yeah, I'm just gonna finish off reading the paragraph that Fatima. Lots of fruit, never ending nor prevented from eating. They will have the most beautiful partners. We especially created for them, made them virgins, passionately loving and young, especially for the people of the right hand, mostly from the earlier generations, whilst others from the later generations. The people of the left hand in a blazing hellfire. The people of the left hand, how wretched will be those of the left hand. They will be living in surroundings of scorching winds and boiling water, in the shadow of dark smoke, neither cool nor comforting. In the past they lived in luxury, and kept committing the grave sin of idolatry, and said, Watch when we are dead and turn to dust and bones will we be resurrected, and our forefathers too. Tell them, those of the past and the later generations will be gathered together at a fixed time on a known day. Then, you know the misled and the deniers, you will be forced to eat fruit from the zakum tree. And zakum refers to one of the trees of hell, resembling a thorny cactus. Filling your bellies with it, forced to drink boiling water. You'll drink it like thirsty camels. They're welcome on Judgment Day. The beginning. We created you. Why don't you accept this? Haven't you considered the semen you emit? Did you create it yourselves, or are we its creator? We decreed death will surround you, and nothing can stop us. Jazakallah for that. So I think that these paragraphs that my sister just read is describing the differentiation between Jannah and Jahannam. So in the first paragraph, it's talking about people having fruits and beautiful things and all things that are very positive and nice. But in the people of the left hand in a blazing hellfire paragraph, that's describing how sinful people are going to get such a harsh punishment. Allah doesn't let anything go unnoticed. So if you do good deeds throughout your whole life, you'll get Jannah and you'll get your reward, but if you don't, obviously there's going to be a punishment. Fatima, would you like to describe what you thought about it?
Yeah. So the paragraph on punishment, you can see the great variety and amazingness Jannah holds. So if you go to Jannah, then your time in Jannah will be customized to your liking. So the left hand, the people on the left hand, these are the second group of people, and they will be forced to eat from the second of hell. And as Aisha says, very different to Jannah. It's very different. So also in group two, um, they will be forced to drink boiling water, whereas in paradise you will have water fountain. So yeah, we can see that there's like a really big difference.
I'll go next. So again, I think there's a humongous difference between Jannah and Jahannam. I mean, I think it's crazy to get an it's almost utopian and dystopian world. And then I'd like to highlight the last few sentences that I read about the beginning. So we created you, why didn't you accept this? And I think that's a really pivotal point because right now, 21st century, we found so many cures for so many things. However, no scientist, we could get all the rocket scientists or all the best surgeons and scientists and biologists in the world, and they cannot come up with why we have all the cells inside us. They cannot tell us how to create organs. They cannot do that. And I mean, the only reason they have is um, evolution and what came before evolution. So I think it's kind of a coincidence with evolution. But yeah, I think it's a big difference between Jannah and Jahannam in those first two paragraphs. Jazakallah for that. So I'm going to read the last 24 ayahs, I think, of the surah, and then I will do the translation and we'll discuss and see what this surah is all about. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون لو نشاء لجعلناه حطاما فظلتم تفكهون إنا لمغرمون بل نحن محرومون أفرأيتم الماء الذي تشربون أأنتم أنزلتموه من المزن أم نحن المنزلون لو نشاء جعلناه أجاجا فلولا تشكرون أفرأيتم النار التي تورون أأنتم أنشأتم شجرتها أم نحن المنشئون نحن جعلناها تذكرة ومتاعا للمقوين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم فلا أقسم بمواقع النجوم وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عظيم إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون تنزيل من رب العالمين أفبهذا الحديث أنتم مدهنون وتجعلون رزقكم أنكم تكذبون فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون ونحن أقرب إليه منكم ولكن لا تبصرون فلولا إن كنتم خير مدينين ترجعونها إن كنتم صادقين فأما إن كان من المقربين فروح ريحان وجنة نعيم وأما إن كان من أصحاب اليمين فسلام لك من أصحاب اليمين وأما إن كان من المكذبين الضالين فنزول من حميم وتصلية جحيم إن هذا لهو حق اليقين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم صدق الله العظيم. So now I'm going to read the translation. I'm going to carry on from the paragraph my sister read, which is titled The Beginning. From changing you and recreating you anew, something you don't know. Since you know well your first creation in the mother's womb, why don't you pay attention? Haven't you considered what you sow? Do you make it grow, or are we its growers? If we wanted, we could have turned it into a stubble after harvest, and you would be left to wonder, why are we debtors? No, in fact, we have been robbed. Haven't you considered the water that you drink? Do you send the rain from clouds, or are we the senders? If we wanted, we could make it bitter, so why don't you thank Allah? Have you considered the fire you light? Did you make the wood, or are we its makers? We made it a reminder and a beneficial thing for the traveller. So glorify the name of your mighty Lord. The man in death throes. I swear by the positions of the stars, if only you knew this is indeed a mighty oath. Indeed, this is a glorious Quran, stored in a hidden book. Only the clean ones can touch it, a revelation from the Lord of the worlds. So how can you disrespect scripture like this? And from its blessings, all you could receive is denying it. Why? Then when a dying person's last breath comes to the throat, you can't return it. You watch helplessly. Though we are closer to him than you, though you can't see, why do you think that you are not dependent on us? If you are truthful, why can't you cause that ebbing life to return? The final destination. If the dying person was from the closest to Allah, he shall be comfortable in fragrant and blissful paradise. And if he is from the people of the right hand, he shall be greeted with, Peace be with you from people of the right hand. But if he happens to be one who is from the deniers, misguided, their welcome will be boiling water, a blazing fire of hell. This is a convincing truth. Messengers, glorify the name of your mighty Lord. So I think that these last few paragraphs are talking. So the paragraph second paragraph, the man in death throes, is describing how people think about Allah. So many people don't appreciate what Allah has given us, and it's questioning who gave you this, who has provided you with all of this, who made you. So it's getting people to think about what Allah has actually done for us. And in the final paragraph, the final destination, it's talking about how people are going to be greeted. So if you are right hand on the right hand, and you are one of the people that have done well in this life, you are going to be greeted respectfully, and people are going to appreciate you and not be rude towards you. If you are a person from the left hand, however, it's going to be quite the opposite. People aren't going to respect you because you didn't respect Allah and you don't respect all the prophets. Nobody wants to be that kind of person, so it's really kind of emphasizing that people want to be one of the right hand people, but it's how you get there. And it's kind of helping you to get into that stage of getting close with Allah. Also, we need to gain consciousness as well. So you can say that you believe in Allah, but people need to be aware of all the actions that they do. So having consciousness of Allah is called taqwa, and especially during Ramadan, we should try and gain it because that's one of the best times when you can. Fatima, would you like to describe what you learned from that short paragraph?
The paragraph that's titled beginning is talking about people disbelieving Allah before they were created, and also it's telling us that we will face death even if we don't want it. Also, we should pay attention because we were created for a reason. We should also thank Allah for what we have and never be ungrateful. He is reminding us that everything in this world is by Him. We should appreciate it. And also, the last paragraph tells from this paragraph we know that Allah controls the life and death of a person.
Thank you for that. Yes. So I will talk about more what I'm thinking towards the end when we're doing the overall thinking of the surah. But in the paragraph titled, I think it's called the beginning. Yeah, the beginning. There's a lot to do with differences. So, and there's so much to do with a gap. So there's a big gap between us and Allah, And I think it really highlights the power that we have and the power that Allah has. Allah's power is permanent, it's never going to go away. It's just incredible. And then our power that we think we have, the power that we think we can kill other people or get a house, maybe something smaller, is just transient. And also it kind of relates to the powerful members of society who think their power is permanent. And especially in the old Egyptian times, they thought they were gods, and it shows that they died, so they can't be gods. And then in the man in death throes, and the other page, the final destination, shows the final destination also reflects on what the paragraph's about. The final destination is talking about people dying, and again, like I said, it tries and persuades you to be good, to get better, and to improve in your life. And so it also can give people many goals of achieving oneness of Allah and taqwa. So, Fatima, before we do the final discussion, would you like to read the little bits on the side for us? So, from page 1101.
Okay. On Judgment Day, people will be divided into 3 groups. Which group would you be in? Do you have any idea how you could know that? The group you yearn to join will enjoy the delights of paradise, comforts that are unimaginable, and company that is sublime. The question about the creation invite us to the Creator, so reflect. Those closest to Allah glorify Him now and in the hereafter.
Jazakallah for that. So now we're going to discuss about the surah overall. So I'll start off. So I think that this whole surah is kind of trying to get into people's heads that this life is a test for us. So in today's society, a lot of people think that they have to do the best in this life because this is the only life they're going to get, and after they die, that's like it. The phrase "you only live once." Yeah. So people think that this is their only life. They have to be the best, and if they're not, then they've failed in what they wanted to do. People don't realize that today people only live for what, about 70, 80 years. Some people die very young nowadays. In Jannah, you are going to be there forever. So you want to do the best you can now in order to get there. Otherwise, it's like having the best life that you can for 70, 80 years. And then for the rest of your life in Jahannam, it's going to be hell. So people don't understand how this isn't permanent. Jannah is permanent, and we can have whatever we want in there. And I think people just need to be reminded constantly that this life is a test, and we aren't going to be here forever. Can I go next? Okay, thank you. So I think this surah Al-Waqiyah, it very much is like the other surahs that we read before. Surah Rahman, what else have we read? Al-Hijra, Hujurat, many of the ones that we read before, they all show a certain pattern. I think that pattern is distance and juxtaposition between us and Allah, between the good people and the bad people, between so many different things. And it shows that there's just distinct categories. You're either good or you're bad. And so it kind of pushes you, again, to be in the good section and not try and be left in the bad section. And also, most people from Surah Rahman might think, oh yeah, Jannah's good, but then this surah goes into even more detail, which again wants you to improve so you can get into that position of Jannah, and so that you can so that you can have the purest wine, so you can never get drunk or headache. And also, everything that Muslims aren't allowed in this life are ironically completely allowed in the next life. And in this life, there are things that people love. For example, lots of people drink and go out to parties, they have their disadvantages with being drunk. You get headaches, it affects your mobility. But then in Jannah, you can drink all you want, and it's not going to give you a headache. It's not going to give you. You don't get any of the negatives or the disadvantages that you get in this world. And I think that's really incredible because even if I saw a video from Newman Ali Khan, he was talking about Jannah, and he said that in Jannah you can get anything you want. So even if you didn't want the even if you found a disadvantage, straight away it changed. So if you said, "Oh, I love the hot weather," like we do in this country, we change so many times. We see the hot weather, and then we're like, "No, we don't want hot weather. We want it back to cold." And then when it's cold, we want hot weather. But with Jannah, uh, if you want hot weather, you get hot weather. If you want cold weather, you get it. You can't complain in Jannah basically. So, Fatima, would you like to start?
So, in introduction, it says people who deny resurrection. So, people who deny resurrection, so they will, so basically, so where it says, over here, full of purest wine. So, basically, in Jannah, everybody gets, so the purest wine, you're not allowed that in this life, but in Jannah, Allah will give it to you. And it also tells us that you don't always get whatever you want. So, like it says here, that Allah, if you plant something, then Allah is the one that grows it, and if He wished, He would not grow it. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Jazakallah. So that was the end of Surah Al-Waqiyah. I hope you enjoyed it today. I think this is the fourth session that we've done, so we have done quite a few today, these past few weeks. Sorry.
We hope you've enjoyed them.
Yeah, we enjoy reading the surahs and learning from them because obviously in this time phrase that we are in the lockdown, a lot of people are just sitting around and not really doing anything.
Yeah, it's easy to feel unproductive.
Yeah, people are being, as you said, very unproductive, and people aren't just doing anything because they can't be bothered. I think it's really good that we are actually doing something, and we will get swab for doing it.
And inshallah, this will help us in the next life.
Yeah. So that was the end of our show today. We hope you enjoyed. Jazakallah and Assalamu alaikum.